Are you looking for a hotel stay in Vienna? Join me as I take you through a walkthrough of the Hotel Indigo in Vienna, Austria. Come on, let's take a look. Welcome to the Hotel Indigo in Vienna, Austria. So I'm going to take you for a walkthrough. This is where we stayed for our 9-night stay in Vienna. So you walk in right into the lobby. There's a pretty nice sized bar, a lot of places to sit. Honestly, it was never really crowded the entire time we were there. It's a pretty big hotel, actually, much bigger than it looks like from the outside. But here it is, our walk through the lobby, and let's take a ride up in the elevator. The place is only 2 stories high, so we had a garden view on the 2nd floor. So here we are. Walk into the room. The bathroom is right there. It's a nice sized bathroom. Not a lot of counter space, but it is what it is. It was actually very pretty. And then the shower, a big shower, and with, of course, my absolute favorite, which is a rain shower. So loved that. Love a good rain shower. And then, of course, the ever-present toilet. So coming out of the bathroom, there was a big, huge mirror. And then walking into the actual space, the room itself, we had a queen-size bed. We each had our own duvets, which Raphael fell in love with and now wants us to get those at home going forward. They were kind of interesting. We've never had that set up before. This was like this contraption. We didn't quite know what it was when we got there. It was actually like kind of covered in fabric, and then we realized that it was the closet. So it pulled open kind of like a barn door, the usual closet. It reminds me of a cruise space. That's what this room in many ways reminded me of. Couple of shelf space, a little tiny safe, some drawers. We each had a night table, night lights on the bed, which were great. And then we had, you can see the TV, and then the counter space, kettle, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, decent sized TV, which we didn't really watch at all, actually. And then there was we didn't know what this was initially, but then we realized it was a plain drawer on the top, and then the bottom was the actual refrigerator, which was not that cold. And so because we have medication that has to be refrigerated, we actually requested a different refrigerator and got a better refrigerator put into the room eventually. This was I called it the Sigmund Freud bench. It was not comfortable at all. And then going outside, wow, we really jumped to that. This was our balcony and our balcony view, which was beautiful. The space was lush and green. It was very, very quiet. All the balconies were connected. Didn't bother me. The chair it was just like a little bench out there, so it wasn't super comfortable to sit in. This was the gym, which we walked through so that I could take this video to show you, but we did not use the facility at all. But there were your usual weights and kettlebells. There were some Stairmasters. There were 2 bikes, 2 treadmills. It's kind of in my opinion, a very typical setup for a hotel. There was a TV, I guess you could switch on while you're working out, and there was some workout space. Downstairs from the lobby was the restaurant, which I wanted to take you on a walkthrough, although we never ate here. So they did have a buffet breakfast every morning, but we're not really big breakfast people, so we never partook. But the restaurant itself was really pretty. You could eat inside or outside. Eating outside on that whole garden area, I'm sure, was really, really nice. The restaurant was huge, so I'm not sure what it looks like, if it's full, because like I said, I didn't feel like the hotel was really that full when we were there, but I know that they do have a buffet set up for breakfast in the morning, and then couldn't even tell you what their lunch and dinner menu was, but it was a very, very pretty space with a lot of light coming in. This is the outside of the hotel, and I just wanted you to see how close you are to the metro. Say hello, Raphael, which is right there across the street. So it's blocked by the entrance is blocked by the McDonald's. So right behind that McDonald's. So that's it. That wraps up the walkthrough of the Hotel Indigo in Vienna, Austria. We stayed there for 9 nights. We had a great time. The location is perfect because it is just a tiny bit outside the city center. When I say a tiny bit, I mean tiny. It took us maybe 20, 25 minutes max to walk right into the, downtown area. If not, the metro was right across the street. It was €3 each, so it wasn't the cheapest metro we've ever been on, but the ride into the city center was, maybe 5-6 minutes. It puts you 1 block from the Vienna Opera. The location was perfect. We did use it a couple of times, mostly if I was tired and didn't feel like doing the walk. But there was a bakery right next door to the hotel. There were actually 2 bakeries right next door to the hotel. There was a supermarket, so if you want to buy, water or juices or soda, everything there is accessible in terms of the location. If you're longing for home, there's a McDonald's right across the street. And the service was great. The staff was nice. The hotel was great. We had great service. And I highly recommend it. If we ever went back to Vienna, I would actually stay there again. So take that for whatever it's worth. I hope you enjoy your stay in Vienna should you choose to travel there. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.